is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and welcome to this week's edition of the Pitstop, where you, my friends, the pit crew, you are the real star of today's show, and you are the whole reason we are here to sit back, enjoy our Friday morning, and talk about what's going on in the wonderful world of sim racing. And I do mean kick back, and I do mean enjoy your Friday morning. Well, morning in my case, afternoon or evening in some of your cases out there. So I hope your weekend is off to a good start. I hope everything's going well. I hope the stream looks and sounds good. I think it should. I think I did all the prep work. I think we're in good shape this morning. Excuse me, I'm licking my cup in front of you guys. So a few things I do want to cover. As you guys know, it's been a hell of a month for me. It's been filled with mostly tragedy and a few ups, but mostly downs all month, and it's put us very, very, very far behind schedule. But I do want you to know that behind the scenes, me and the Simpit team, Devin, Amir, Dave, and company, we've been really working hard on planning and the direction of the show and everything. I am sitting, believe it or not. That's the other thing. I've done some more work on the studio, more work to be done. We're really getting things cleaned up. And do I look even smaller? Do I need to enlarge my presence? I could perhaps do that if you guys need. Anyway, but yeah, a lot of stuff behind the scenes has been going on. And what you haven't seen yet on your side of it is reaping the rewards of all that work. And I just want to tell you, it is coming. Peter Parnell, welcome to the show. You're one of the people I'm still delayed on, but it's coming. It's in the works. It's coming. Peter Parnell of Pineapple Grips. California is beautiful. I'm in Southern California. I am below the fire lines. It's been really wonderful weather. It's been hot, but I can't complain because so many people have it worse than we do as far as things go there. I'm trying out the new set, so what you can't see is I'm actually at a desk. So I have my coffee, my phone, the keyboard, the mouse. I have trophies, all sorts of things. So it is a new set. I'm just kind of testing it out. Lighting is still in the works, but anyway, I'm very happy. It's been a hard month. Yesterday, I had a little bad news also with poor Max, you guys. Oh, Max, he's not doing so well. He's got a little back issue, but took him to the vet, got x-rays, got pain pills, all that. Anyway, you guys, I think it's all behind us, and it's all looking forward, all looking good at this point. So I am in a great mood. Friday the 13th. So are you superstitious? You know, racing in general, and I think it's the fact that in racing your life is on the line. Racing is a very superstitious world. Real life racing, I say. My question to you, it's Friday the 13th. Is that creepy? Is that spooky? Is that on the level of superstitions, where does that fall? Is that a really, really low, like whatever, it's Friday the 13th versus, oh my God, I got in the car on the wrong side of the car and that throws me off. Are you superstitious in sim racing? Do you have rituals? Is there anything you do when you hop in the sim rig and you have a big race? Is there anything you do? You know, do you have... You're semi-stitious, Sam Hinchy says. What is semi-stitious, I ask? Double clutch. So it's a like a bad campfire that won't go out, but not like last year's, hellfire. Is that superstitious? Yeah, so, Peter, do you know that in America, many hotels do not have a 13th floor? That is how superstitious Americans are. Knock on wood. I knock on wood. To break bad karma or bad mojo. Knock on wood, sure. You said something you shouldn't have said. Brian Ostrike, happy Friday to you. I'm glad you were on vacation and welcome back. So anyway, I am a little superstitious about certain things. Like Devin mentioned, yeah, I do knock on wood. If I say something I shouldn't have, I immediately have to knock on wood to undo the vocals of what I have said. You knock on your wood every morning. All right. Well, I don't think like I said, I think in real life it's unlucky to be superstitious. I'll tell you something I'm superstitious about. I am a firm believer that if you want something tragic to happen in your world, if you want to increase the odds of tragedy striking at the worst moment, wear a GoPro. I like almost feel like GoPro could be sued for instigating death and injury. That's how superstitious I am about a GoPro. Car number 13. Yes, you're not going to see that, Ted. And green. Green is supposed to be an unlucky color in racing. Absolutely. Sorry, Lotus. And horseshoe, obviously, yeah, you have to leave that upright. I don't know if I break any of those. I would not drive a car number 13. I mean, if they were going to pay me to, I would. But I wouldn't pick a car number 13. Green is one of my favorite colors, but I'm trying to think if I've even ever had a green car. And it's not a superstition thing. I've just never had a green car. And if I had a horseshoe, I don't even want to be around a horseshoe for that one. But is that a black cat? Now, Peter, why is green? I don't know. Let's see if we can find that out. Yeah, Aston. Amir Assad, how you doing, buddy? Why is green unlucky in racing? Here, Jalopnik. What does Jalopnik say on the topic? We haven't even gotten to the show. You know what? I gotta tell you, we don't have a whole... Oh, look at our... We're green. We're green. How the color green became a deadly bad luck superstition in racing. It's St. Patrick's Day. No. While the green super gained stronger hold in those ranks elsewhere. It hung around well into the 80s, but the series is mostly over supernatural powers of these colors these days. Okay, but how did it become? That's what I want to know. The first event involved a green car of Lee Oldfield when a wreck at the 1910 New York State Fair race in Syracuse landed him in the grandstand. The incident killed several spectators, according to NASCAR.com, leading Oldfield himself to believe that he was the source of the superstition. So it was a series of wrecks in green cars in the early eras of racing. Yeah, poor Aston Martin. They picked the wrong color. All right. So, what if you got a call tomorrow to race and they said you are in the green number 13 car sponsored by Black Cat Vineyards? Do you take the ride? All right, on with the show. Oh, I didn't even, I brought up the Jalopnik article like a pro, and I didn't even show you guys that I had it. All right, on with the show. What's going on? Mount Washington. Now, this is a big deal, and I'm sure you've already heard the news that Mount Washington Auto Road, which is a hill climb, a.k.a. a stage race, a.k.a. point-to-point race, timed event, solo, now available in iRacing. So why is this a big deal? I'm going to mute the audio. Let's not lose every show we do. This is a big deal because we've never seen this in iRacing. This is a big deal because it really opens the door to a lot of new disciplines, new arenas, maybe even things that they can do and scan without it being a big deal. I don't know. But This is the Mount Washington Hillclimb. And I have already... Oh, Jason, you don't want in on it? Why would anyone buy this? I bought it. I haven't driven it. I've already seen the crazy, like, what car have you driven up Mount Washington? I saw a sprint car, a winged sprint car, at the finish line. Yeah, and that's the thing, Brian. That's the thing, point to point. So you can say what you want, but this opens the door to rally stages. This is a big deal. You've had rally cross cars and iRacing for quite some time. And you think of events like Pikes Peak. Could Pikes Peak be next? But yeah, look, I mean, this just changes everything. And I don't know if I even ever thought we'd see this in iRacing. I really didn't. I didn't think this was necessarily part of their formula. Lotus 79, get it up there. Absolutely. Oh, just pick your car. I was thinking about the perfect car. What's the best car, in my opinion? I want to take the Radical. I want to take the Radical up Mount Washington. There's Pastrana talking about it. A point system to drifting. You never know. You never know. Anyway, Mount Washington, this is a big deal because it is a game changer for the sim. Whether you really have interest in a hill climb or not is almost secondary to the fact that it could be stage races in rally racing. That's where I see the really big deal. Oh, there you go, Turge. Take the Formula V and turn it into the soapbox racer that it is, and we are going to take the motor out and we're just going to bomb it down the hill. I love it. I love it. All right. What else is going on? All right, congratulations to Graham Bolin. He scored his first career eNASCAR win in dramatic fashion at Watkins Glen in the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series. Good for him. And there's our finishing. Zelensky in second. Mitchell De Jong in third. And let's see, that puts Graham Bolin up on the chart with one win. So he's the new name added to the list of championship contenders. All right. Yeah, Goodwood. When will we see Goodwood? And that would be a great one to run. Absolutely. Sam said that as well. Absolutely. Sony owns the rights to Pikes Peak. Is that right? Do they? Well, I don't know. Maybe we're at a point now where you could actually lease it from them. They own it, or they have just the current rights? All right. Let's see. Real Race is going back on again. Lamborghini Squadra Corsa. This is an Assetto Corsa Competizione. These are the winners of the Kyalami race. Andrew O'Hara, Jordan Sherratt, and Wild Dinosaur. Congratulations to Wild Dinosaur. I'm assuming that's William Henderson, I think the name was. Andrew O'Hare, Jordan Sherratt, yeah, and William Hendrickson. That's Wild, a.k.a. Wild Dinosaur. Billy said they have the rights. Okay, well, that could be. Sony might have good... okay, so those rights are never written into all of eternity. There's a time when Porsche was only owned or licensed to EA, and then eventually that came to an end. In fact, we have a story that kind of ties to that. We're going to come back to that. So remember that we were talking about licensing for content, all right? Because I do have a story later that kind of ties back to this a little bit. RFactor, a little update from them with the Formula Pro, getting an update to the new Formula Pro car. That's the car they're running in the Big Boy Series that Michi Hoyer contends in. So some updates there, and some DRS zones added to 2 different tracks. You've got the Indianapolis Road Course as well as Silverstone now getting DRS updates, which is nice, and modernizing certain features there. What else? This was a teaser, and at first I thought it was the IndyCar Remember we talked about an IndyCar game that is being built with the RFactor 2 engine, essentially. So I saw this, and at first glance, I thought it was an IndyCar. But as it turns out, this is the USF 2000. And just a little teaser saying soon. This came out just a couple days ago from the team at RFactor. So immediately I thought, oh, cool, new RFactor content. And then I thought, yeah, but, or could this be part of a ladder system being built into the IndyCar game? I mean, they didn't really tell us much other than they're building an IndyCar game. So anyway, that's kind of new and kind of cool news. I think that's it from RFactor. Yes, it is indeed. If we buy a scan track, so Bobby, that's something that I think is going to be part of the future. I think that you're going to get to a point where a scanning company will scan a track, and it might even be contracted by the track themselves, and then that asset can then be leased across the board to multiple sims. And we've seen that with Nordschleife. We've seen that with a few tracks. I really hope that becomes the modern era template for all tracks. I mean, at some point, the assets, the cars and the tracks, at some point they have to realize that it is a better marketing tool for their brand name than it is a single item licensing deal. And I think that the numbers are there, where you're better off having your stuff across the board in multiple sims than you are in one for whatever they're willing to pay you. I think that the licensing fees are going down to be in games because the gaming companies understand the power of what they bring to the table. So, yeah. All right. Dirt. Oh, so EA, EA acquired Codemasters. We know this. We talked about EA Play and a lot of the Codemasters titles making their way to EA Play, which for people who have, I mean, it might not even be a driving title that got you into EA Play, to be honest with you. But now it looks like F1 2020, Grid, and Dirt 5 are all part of EA Play, and you can now play them live. And then, look at this. On the Xbox Game Pass, you've pretty much got everything. You've got Dirt 4, Dirt Rally 2, F1 2020, Grid, and what's this? What is this? What is this one? Library of Rumor? I can't read it. Anyway, not a racing game. So on Xbox Game Pass, you've got that now. EA Play has Madden now. There you go. See? So there's reason to do such things. Okay, other big news. Or not big news, but a big tease. NASCAR 21 Ignition. Everyone on our Discord channel, if you've not joined our Discord channel, you want to hang out with me, the Pitcrew, a lot of our community guys. Our Discord channel is available to everybody. If you just type in !Discord, does that still work or does that not work anymore? It will give you a link to join us. It's free to everybody. We do have a paywall for the patron section of our Discord channel. But yeah, all of our guys were talking about this. So I'm going to mute this. Thank you, Devin. But this is the teaser. I hate muting. All right, we're going to talk about what we see here. I'm going to kind of run with the conversation that I saw on our Discord yesterday when this video came out. NASCAR 21 Ignition. Blast off. Pre-order 8/12. Okay. So what did we see? Did you guys like what you saw? How does this look to you? Weird What's weird? Excuse me. Can I make this just a little bigger? There we go. That's what I wanted. So yeah, to me the game looks awesome. I mean, I have to say, there are times this looks obviously far more realistic than iRacing. Certain just effects of life and rounded edges to an extent. What was observed by our guys, a lot of excessive bloom, right? A lot of flare, way beyond realistic flare and brightness and intensity. But, I don't know. To me, it looks pretty badass. So, on the fence, looks like Heat 2. All right, let's go back and look at this a little more critically. I mean, do you mind? I'm intrigued by this next version of the game. I have to tell you that I am actually extremely optimistic about this NASCAR 21 Ignition. I think my prediction is this is going to be a big step forward towards that game meets sim type game. I mean, yes, I think it's going to be arcadey for sure. Why? Because it's going to be made for the masses. It's going to be made to be able to be played on the controller, gamepad. But I also think that inside it, I think there might be a rewarding driving experience. That's the optimism that I am taking going into this game. So, I don't know about you. What do you think? I think it's a great... NASCAR is not an easy discipline. Anybody who knows oval racing knows that oval racing is not easy to be done well. And being able to have a game that gets people doing it is part of the magic too. If we want sim racing to be huge, we want sim racing to be successful, we need the games that can transition people from playing on a gamepad to playing on a wheel to taking setup and other factors of sim racing very seriously and translating that into maybe another level sim. Anyway, my problem. That's my problem. I'm too optimistic. Bobby, if you only knew me behind the scenes, I'm only this optimistic because of how half empty I am when the cameras go off. How's that? That is my yin and yang. All right, what else? Forza. So Forza is giving away versions of Forza Motorsport 7. So, we talked about them no longer selling it. Mid-September, I believe, is the date. Mid-September is when you will no longer be able to buy Forza Motorsport 7. Oh, I thought I had an article that I wanted to put right here. That might be it. I'm going to see if I can move over there. Anyway, so they're giving away version. So anyway, if you want an easy way to win, perhaps, a copy of Forza Motorsport 7, my guess is they're going to be very generous with the game that they're no longer going to charge money for. All you have to do is retweet this tag 3 friends below, and get the full details here. So this is the Forza Motorsport. Now, is this the one? No, this is not the one. Where is the one I wanted? No. 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 Forget it. Sorry, you guys. No gossips on Forza 8. I wish I had. You don't have 3 friends. You can tweet me, Caleb. Amir, thank you. I did mention that, but I do want to go back to our thoughts. Well, yeah. So this game, don't forget, this game is using RFactor 2 physics to an extent. I don't know to what level, and we also know that it's got access to a whole different group of people who understand simulation at the higher level. And I think that those 2 things alone, well, not those 2 things alone, but those 2 things are a big part of my optimism for NASCAR 21 Ignition. So, anyway, that is where I'm coming from there. All right, Wreckfest. Why am I mentioning Wreckfest? I am mentioning Wreckfest because tomorrow at 11 a.m. we are playing Wreckfest. I have a server. Everybody in the world is welcome to join us. It is going to be fun. I am going to be streaming tomorrow's event. I haven't streamed Wreckfest in a very long time. I am going to have an open audio. Everybody on our Discord who's playing can jump in our audio. We are going to be talking smack. We are going to be laughing. We are going to be cheering. We are going to be crying. Wreckfest tomorrow, 11 a.m. Get into our Discord channel. Get in there about 10:30. I would recommend updating. We're going to try, if all goes well, we're going to try some of this Carmageddon. Remember, we talked about that last week. So tomorrow morning, Wreckfest. Be there or be square. And CBR giving a write-up talking about them. It's time to bring back the real deal Carmageddon game. So they weren't trying to knock Wreckfest as much as saying, hey, there's a reason Wreckfest did this. There is demand for Carmageddon. Anyway, cool article that kind of translated. All right, without doing a daily pit stop, the only way I can remind you about Hump Day, Hot Lap Pump Day, is by telling you on the Friday before. So this coming Wednesday will be the third Wednesday of the month, and it will be Hot Lap Pump Day. Rick Motec Hot Lap Pump Day. No idea what car, no idea what track. Robbie Unser will be there. Brian Heitcotter might be there. I'll be there. Kevin Ford will be there. Rick Motec, Frank Rico. I wonder when we're going to see them open up their studio. That's got to be coming eventually. Anyway, sometimes they give us teasers. I wonder if we're driving a Ferrari tomorrow or next Wednesday, because this is definitely a picture of a Ferrari. Sometimes the photo is the tease. Anyway, that's not a Ferrari. We can drive there. Yeah, so next Wednesday will be... Hey, Tim. Oh, thanks, Tim. I'm going to take a look at that right away. I'll see if I can get that in here. So we have a Wyoming gameplay video from Truck Simulator, American Truck Simulator. They've been teasing Wyoming. It's still on the wish list level, so you can't order it yet, but you can put it on the wish list. So as soon as it becomes available, you can actually do it. But so here's a little tease of that. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Okay, I don't see what I'm going to show on the show. Thanks, Tim. I'll check that out. Anyway, there's a little preview. They have a 19-minute video. We're not going to do that whole thing. Ferrari at Nürburgring. That would be all right. Alesh Mom, no. So 5 wide. Let's go back to Wreckfest real quick as we come back to that since you brought it up. No, so unfortunately, Amir can't make it tomorrow. And we had a game plan for a show with some questions from the world. Because bottom line is we didn't really have a topic that we were really fired up about. So in lieu of that, and in lieu of Amir not being able to make it, we're going to have to postpone and push back this month's 4 wide, 3 wide. So I do apologize for that, and I'm just letting you guys know right now. But tomorrow we will start getting together for Wreckfest at about 10:30. So that would be about halfway through the 3 wide show normally. And then at 11, we'll officially be up and running. So unfortunately, no 3 wide this month. And what we're probably going to do is, instead of having a predetermined day for 3 wide, I think what we're going to do is find a moment when we have a topic that really strikes the heart of me, Amir, Devin, and Dave, and whoever else we might invite to the show. But I think what we're going to do, instead of forcing having a topic, we're going to just wait until and then we'll just kind of more randomly say, hey, everybody, this coming Saturday morning, we're going to have a special edition 3 wide where we talk about bringing back Carmageddon or whatever. I mean, that was just off the top of my head, So anyway, that's how we're going to move forward on that, just so you know. All right, so Forza Horizon 5, the full map has been revealed. And this is the map. There you go. For all you Forza guys. There's a video here. Whoa. 5-minute video talking about features of Forza Horizon 5. This one here is at IGN, by the way, just to let you know where we are. Why am I roaming Wyoming? Anyway, so there is, and the volcano. Yeah, I've heard about the volcano. Here it is. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. All right. And we have more on Forza. I guess it was Forza News Day. Forza Horizon gets new gameplay showing Toyota GR Supra map and more, 50% bigger than Forza Horizon 4. So this was at Forza. This is the actual Forza video showcasing the new map. There's that Supra GR. I saw one of those on the road the other day, and it kind of freaked me out. I didn't know what it was for a minute. It took me a while to recognize it. Bobby Watts, are you sure? Are you sure that's a Hillclimb volcano? Because if it was, I'd have to wonder if Sony doesn't already own that. Is that Los Santos? Tom. Yeah, I think this will be a good game. Yeah, I saw one of these with a double bubble roof, like a old school Viper GTS. All right. Anyway, lots of news going on with Forza. Forza. This, I don't always post these in our news anymore, but this was actually one of the most thorough rig demonstrations in written form that I've seen in ages. So I'm going to give credit where credit is due. This is highconsumption.com. And I think Tofi sent me this link, so thank you, Tofi. But when I first saw it, I'm like, I'm not going to put that on the show. This is highconsumption.com. 12 best home racing simulators. And I thought, I see so many of these that are just such BS, such little research put into it that I had no respect for the articles. And then I come across this one. And they go on talking about everything. They talk about everything involved in rigs. And so if you're looking for a rig, if you're looking for a good write-up on rigs, it is a good read. And it is, again, extreme. We haven't even gotten to rigs themselves, by the way. This is just getting to talking about everything. I'm currently in the middle of reviewing 3 different rigs right now. The Overpower quick review will be out for our patrons this evening. And then I'm going to have the R-Seat P1 chassis full review coming out in the next few days. This is everything that I have to take. I mean, you have to take a lot into consideration. Components, compatibility, chassis and form, hardware compatibility, tactile feedback, rigidity, materials, upgradability, versatility, dimensions, accessories, price. Those are just a starting point of what it takes to do a proper rig review. Anyway, then they go on to talk about a handful of different rigs. And anyway, I think if you're looking for a cool read, it's a well-justified, well-researched. Oh, look, he even talks about, CXE's up to $107,000. Right on, Chris. All right. Okay, this is the one that I was looking for when we were talking about Forza End of Life. This is at Cultured Vultures. And this is the point that they make talking about Forza's End of Life. End of life. Let's face it, when talking about games in the modern era, end of life. End of life means the day that the vendor is going to no longer sell the title, which for the most part means no more DLC. Now, it might still get a security patch or something, so I'm not going to say you'd never see another update to Forza Horizon 7, Forza Motorsport 7, but you're not going to see any more DLC, you're not going to see any more official support for the title, and it's no longer going to be for sale mid-September. So here's the difference, because that is very normal for game companies to do. But here's the big difference. There is no Forza 8 at this point in time. Usually when the end of life happens, in the case of even other Forza titles, Horizon or regular, it's usually after the new title, not just even in timing with the release. It's usually years after the release of the next gen. Right now, there is no other Forza Motorsport title to buy. There is no Forza Motorsport 8. They are killing this title before the next gen is even here. It makes no sense. Now, why is this happening? Because it makes no sense, Bobby. I agree. And so does Turn 10. The reason is licensing. So at some point, I don't know if I'll be able to find it here in the article again, but at some point in time, licensing is only for a matter of years. So you made a contract, you bought the rights to the Alfa Romeo, I'm just using that as an example, and it was on a 4-year contract. Well, at the end of the 4 years, you no longer have the license. That's the problem with this whole licensing business. And I don't have the answer. I'm not a lawyer. People are allowed to own their identities and protect all of that and get paid for it. I'm not disagreeing or disputing. I'm just saying this is one of the problems with what we do in sim racing. And I think it's brought to the forefront quicker than other games because car companies are some of the best when it comes to marketing and licensing in the world. So they are going to be the first to take grievance or charge or put terms and limitations on licensing. So anyway, what I'm getting to when we were talking about Pikes Peak, Goodwood, perhaps being the property of Sony, when we were talking about Porsche being the property of EA for so long, this is what they're now running into and why we're seeing an end, or one of the reasons, says this article at Cultured Vultures. Anyway, I do find it fascinating, and I think it's one of the things that in the next decade, so if we were just to look forward over the next 10 years, this is something that is going to be rapidly changing. Esports is having a huge impact and role on these things. The new success of sim racing over the last 10 years is having an effect on the next 10 years when it comes to licensing. You never know, Tofi. You never know. And again, I don't think that there's a boilerplate answer for everything, because I think you run into problems where each company, I mean, like, just imagine the difference in making a licensing deal with Yugo versus Ferrari. That, you know, and I think that's the problem here when you're talking about super games like Gran Turismo or Forza in particular. Games that have, 100, 200, 400 cars, whatever. I think it gets even more touchy in that because their deal with Alfa Romeo and Audi, the two cars shown in this picture here. The deal between these two companies might be a completely different deal. Unless you had a Yugo. But it would be easier to get a licensing deal with Yugo than it would be Ferrari, right? It's going to be a lot cheaper. It's going to be a lot more open to terms like length, usage, whatnot, for sure. I mean, and again, that's the difficulty. That's why also when you look at really honed single title games like IndyCar or like Blanc Pain when it was the GT series game from Assetto, it gets a lot easier when you keep it to one thing. But it does it make for a much lesser game at the same time? Bobby, that could happen. And Bobby says in iRacing they better not pull their cars. We're at that point in age of iRacing. I don't know if iRacing only writes licensing deals for perpetuity. Did I say that wrong? Forever? Or if there are terms and lengths. But in some cases, I mean, did McLaren give them a forever contract? Or someday would the McLaren lawyers call and say, hey, by the way, your contract expired and you can no longer show that car, that track? It could happen, even in iRacing. And that would cause an uproar, wouldn't it? They'd have to give everybody money back. They'd have to give you money back if that happened. That will happen. When that happens, iRacing better give you money back. All right, Frontier. Any of you guys see this? Frontier trailer for Dreams, PS4 and PS5. Dreams tinkerers continue to build incredible games using media molecules. PlayStation create them up, and Frontier is no exception. I didn't say that very well, sorry. Frontier released today for anyone who has dreams. Is an open-wheel driving game featuring exploration, time trial events, and collectibles to pick up, all set within one level. The trailer is below, so we're watching the trailer. Anyway, only 2 people are involved in the making of this game. A little turbo burst there. So, yes, there you go. The word lease is very critical, isn't it? Michael, I guess it's because it would be the right thing to do. That's what hey, iRacing is very slowly breaking the mold or the wall of what they were so sterile in their approach to the game in the early years. And we are now, for the first time, starting to see things like maybe tracks that are not laser scanned, fantasy-esque parts of tracks in the case of Rallycross or the trucks. Certain changes to their template, and maybe they could just give you something that was a fantasy version, like somebody had mentioned Wreckfest, using generic-ish cars to avoid licensing. I think it would be very easy for them to do so. So I think that's my point. On a marketing level, it'd be very easy for iRacing to be like, hey, we're very sorry. The license for the McLaren I shouldn't use that word specifically, has come to an end. The Cadillac CTS has come to an end. And so we have to remove it from the service. For everybody who purchased it, here is a credit. It wouldn't essentially cost them much to do that. Yes, Amir, that's exactly what Live for Speed. And will they in the future? Because we're seeing new signs of life from Live for Speed. Will they stick to that? Or is that something that they're going to change? I think we're at a time where if Live for Speed started calling certain marquees, like, okay, they had a VW deal, didn't they? They had an actual Volkswagen deal right before they kind of stopped doing things. I think it might be possible to get independent deals for very, very little money in order to get them some. They just need to make some phone calls. That's what I suspect. All right, what else? Codemasters pulls out. Oh, so there was an update on the PS5 version of F1 2021. There was an update a while ago that actually disabled ray tracing. And so anyway, in the latest update, they now pulled out 3D audio, but put ray tracing back on. So I guess they're still trying to figure out the right combination for the PS5 version of Codemasters F1 2021. All right, I'm going to get the show moving along. We have a few things to talk about, and then I'm going to get the show to a close and get on with my weekend. I have to go to the bathroom. Drank too many coffees. So I'm sure you guys have seen this or heard about it. Why F1 ace Ricciardo has changed his mind on sim racing. And then in the article, they go on to say that he's loved sim racing ever since the very, very first beginning of F1. But then he's been like one of the people who kind of trashed and said no. But now he's really into it. And I thought, yeah, but are you? And he goes on to cite things like Max Verstappen and the guys who are getting the benefits from it. So now he's in. But all the articles I saw had so many context to F1 2021 that I felt it was very disingenuous. I felt like it was almost a paid promotion. Has anyone else got that vibe? Has anybody else heard Ricciardo is now changing his mind and he's behind sim racing? And does anybody else think it's legit? I don't think it is. I think someone's paying him to say it. Lando Norris, Max Verstappen. Yeah, but then you're going to go get your butt kicked by them because they've been doing it for 15 years and they love it and you didn't. And so you're skeptical and you need to be more optimistic. I know. Am I wrong? Am I reading this wrong? Anybody else familiar with the story? If not, I'm going to move right along. I'm going to move right along anyway. But Ricciardo, now on board. All right, just to make it clear. Ricciardo, now on board. So, all right. Yeah, exactly, Amir. The IRO one is kind of what I had in mind. Something like that. Um, is it important that F1 racers are into... No, you know what's funny? I got over that a long time ago. I got over that a good 10 years ago. Whoa. Hey. let's move along. um yeah, so for years in the beginning, I mean, it was like this we were determined as sim racers to get real life racers to understand. And it was like, please just try it. You'll love it. You'll see what we're doing. You'll see what we mean and all that. And honestly, that went on for a long time. And then I got over it. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know if we're ever going to get them to see the light, but it just doesn't matter. So, yeah, there you go. I don't know. I don't use this browser for anything, you guys. I am really honest with you. If we were on my Google browser and that came up, I'd be like, yeah, what are you looking at? But in the case of this browser, the only thing it does is come up with my predetermined sim racing pages. So, I don't know. All right. Here we go. Let's look at some rigs. So this was a really cool rig. Can it come back? No, wait, can I? So, but then it got pulled by the Reddit gods. Where was it? No, it's gone. It was a really cool truck racing rig. But then it got pulled. So look, right here. You can see the removed rule number 6. It's because it's company. Anyway, but then I know somebody did post this on there. So I was like, oh, well, that's cool. We can look at that instead. Check out this 6 Degrees of Freedom rig right here. This is an impressive beast. Oh, that's a tire rim. That's a wheel rim holding what looks like maybe a keyboard holder. That's really slick. That's a nice looking rig. Not only is that a 4-post up and down, but it looks like that is a sliding platform. So yeah. That's pretty badass. I like it. All right. Credit where credit's due. I love people 3D print stuff. This is Ply Down. He posted his 3D printed G29 F1 mod. Definitely looks better than the stock G29. What wheelbase? It looks like an OSW SimuCube-esque type, perhaps. Oh, I pulled this too far. See it? I have a desk. Yeah, I do need to fix that. All right, then we have this one by Jarek. Made a rig for his G29. What it has to do and fits perfectly in the corner of his room. I like the lighting. I like the handmade seat, you guys. Well done. Well done there. All right, another rig. I like this too. The Blue Room by Crystal Colts. Finally satisfied with the rig progress. Obviously, he's a streamer. He's got a GoPro mount up here. He's got a mic. He's got, yeah, light and camera over here. Nice looking setup. And then we got this one. First proper setup. Big move up from using a desk. Nice looking sim lab. Next to the bed, squeezed into the corner. Yeah, that G29, that was pretty nice. That's pretty badass. With his 3D printed wheel, by the way. Look at it. He has a 3D printed wheel mod on his G29. All right, now let's talk about community stuff. So, Mike Voles, you guys know Mike. Mike goes by, M Voles on our Discord channel. Mike and his team are entering the 6 Hours of Suffering. This is with Jardier community on sim racing systems. So this is going to be a 50-team event. And anyway, here we already have a countdown. So Dynamic Kinetic Racing. That's your name here, Mike. 19 hours till go time. So 6 hours of Hungaro Ring mixed grid event. Look at the Simpit machine. Yes, they're going to be representing. Look at this cool car. So this is the 2 cars that Dynamic Kinetic Racing is entering into the race, representing the Simpit very proudly. And 19 hours till go time. So that'll be a cool event. Jimmy Broadbent is going to be in there with Jardier. So it's going to be a big event, and it should be a good stream, and you can find that at Dynamic Kinetic Racing on YouTube. And we are 19 hours away from the beginning of the race. And here, check it out. Here's Mike's rig. This is what Mike's going to be racing in. You see Dynamic Kinetic here in the chat. Look at this rig. That is a super elaborate rig. Look at the driving view. This looks like a real cockpit view, you guys. Doesn't it? I mean, if you didn't know any better, would you guess that that was a sim rig? I mean, seriously. If you didn't know better, would you guess that was a sim rig? I see almost no sign of sim rig. I see a race car all the way, 100%. It's amazing. It's awesome. All right, let's congratulate some winners and then get on with the weekend, you guys. So in the Simpit Rally, big Simpit Rally in Argentina, which is a very, very difficult rally. In our Simpit Rally regular club, it was David S. with the win this week over Caleb. Way to go, PS4. Caleb in second, and Ola Sarnquist coming in third. And in the historic Valley, back-to-back. Look at David S. wins, and it's the same. Exact same finishing order. David S., Caleb, and Ola in both the historic and the regular rally. Congratulations to you guys doing great this season. I want to congratulate our Simpit Oval champion in the Simpit Season 8 Xfinity car. And it goes to none other than David Clymer. Look at that. It's still got a little bit of finish work. But there is David Clymer's championship trophy. And congratulations to you on a very, very good season. And you can see he won with 328 points over Mike McMillan. And that season has come to an end. I'll tell you how to join our series soon. But anyway, and then on our road side of things, we still have one race this Sunday. So Sunday at Zandvoort will happen. But believe it or not, Sam Holt has already locked up the championship. There it is. Sam Holt trophy. Still needs a little gold paint, a little cleanup work, but it's pretty much done. It'll be in the mail on Monday for both of those drivers. So congratulations, David Clymer, Sam Holt. Congratulations to both of you guys on winning both of our championships, or our Oval and our Road Series championships for the season. So great job by both of you guys. So now I just want to clear up my Peter part. Now all you have to do is join us. So we are in that silly season, right? We got a few weeks before we kick off our new series. We'll make some announcements coming up about what series are running and what we can do. If you want to join any of our series, it's really easy. You go to the Simpit website, thesimpit.com, and you go to apply to race. You fill it out, and we get you going and get you in our leagues. It is open to anyone and everybody. We have championship trophies at the end of the season. We do have a website dedicated to each series, showing you the points and the breakdowns, and it's really easy to be a part of it. And what's on the line? So these gold versions of the champion trophies are being retired. We've done 3 or 4 seasons now with this trophy, and it is time to retire that trophy. So we have a new design right now that is in the works. And I've actually started printing this, and by next week I will have next season's trophy ready to go. But this is what next season's trophy is going to look like, and give you a little preview. So if you want to be eligible to be the Simpit Road or Oval Series champion, little teaser on this one, you can almost tell what we're running next season, season 4 for 2021. Anyway, yeah, I'm real proud of the trophy design. I'm real happy. You can see all the exploded parts for the printing process over there. But that is the design right there. If you want to win, you want a shot at winning that trophy, open to everybody. Road and Oval championships will be on the line. All you got to do is head over to the Simpit website, hit apply to race, and get involved. You have a few weeks. Just stay tuned on the Pitstop, and I will let you know what we're doing. So, last warning, tomorrow morning, we will be doing Wreckfest. So if you want to play Wreckfest with me, the pit crew, and everybody, jump into our Discord channel for that. Tomorrow about 10:30 my time. 10:30, that's a half an hour from now tomorrow. We'll be getting together on our Discord in our general audio chat, and we'll get some Wreckfest going. It does almost look like a tire. I didn't even think of that. So anyway, that is going to do it for today's show. Let us vote. Bobby, we did voting. So I did tease a little bit, but if you see next season's road car is going to be the Lotus 79. There it is. That came as a vote. We voted. So everybody who's a part of the series last season got to vote, and that was the car that the democratically chosen car for next season. Anyway, so that is going to do it for today. Get out there, join our series, come out, join our Discord channel, come hang out, and most of all, get out there, do some sim racing, and have yourselves a great weekend. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track. I didn't even wish you guys, hey, have a great weekend, you guys. It's Friday. Get out there, have some fun. I've got some fun things this weekend. I got some work. I got some friends that I'm going to be hanging out with. I got some racing to do. It's going to be a great weekend. I really, really hope the same for you guys. And don't forget, we're not going to have a 3-wide tomorrow morning. I do apologize for that on short notice, not being able to let you know. But rest assured, you'll be able to watch Wreckfest at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning on our Twitch channel at Simpit Live on Twitch. Get out there, do some racing. Have a great weekend. Signing off. Have a good one.